My people, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Patala FC. We are within, and you guys have watched Agent 47, right? Hitman, you get me? Call me Agent 74. Take the numbers and inverse them as we break down the tactics to assassinate Brentford. Not genuinely assassinate, you know what I mean?
What do you mean by that?
9 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. We have to get the job done. New news though, before we break this down, we've hired some accountants to give us the nitty gritties of these charges. We need to know. So Todd Bowley and Co., they've hired the right guys to actually give us the detailed outline of why we've been charged by the FA. We'll break that down further. Today, I have to say, firstly, when I gave you guys the changes that will happen on the channel, I did say we're not going to do out and out previews of upcoming games. But I also said we're going to break down tactics a lot more. And if I'm being honest, guys, that video got us a few unsubscribes, which was crazy. But I did say we're going to do tactics. And tactics are upcoming games. Tactics are football. So today, 2 days early, you could say we're going to break down how we demolish Brentford at the G-Tech. It's a stadium where we've had headaches. You know, Brentford, since they came into the league, they sort of kind of have our number. It's a different prospect now. Thomas Frank is at Spurs. We face Keith Andrews, a man that was sort of part of Thomas Frank's staff, but he has his own philosophy. But I will say there are a few things we can break down, and I think those will be the only ways I see Brentford opening us up or trying to get a result at the G-Tech. And the first one is second balls. So what are second balls in football? You know, as football lovers, we understand it, in terms of hearing it from a commentator, seeing it in game. But as per the AI definition, that's what pops up when you search something on Google now. A second ball is the possession regain that occurs immediately after a long pass is played. If that pass is intervened, blocked, deflected, and it lands with the opposition, they've gotten a second ball. They won the second ball in those situations. So it's a case of anticipation, intervention, interception in football. And then they can win the ball high, maybe, and then they can transition, counterattack, and maybe get something out of that. I see Brentford deploying that, trying to be smart in when to intervene. English, intervene in terms of our play, because we will play a few passes across the pitch. We've seen Chaloba do it. We've seen Tosin do it, going straight from the back line into the central attacking midfield areas of the pitch. So that's one thing Brentford will try. Also, set pieces. Most definitely. They don't have as many large men, the Pinnocks and the likes, as they used to, but they will utilize long throws, corner kicks, and set plays. I don't see us as a team that give away a lot of fouls, so I do see us breaking them down by just being aggressive. Let's take the game away from them before they can even consider getting back in the game, I would say. So in terms of lineup, you know how we do. Shall we respect the opposition in Brentford and at the G-Tech? And I've seen their typical lineup this season. They've signed Ouattara from Bournemouth. They've also brought in Jordan Henderson. They've lost, of course, the likes of Yohan Wissa and Brian Mbuemo, key figures. But in the front line, at least they've kept Kevin Schott. So that's the only mainstay in the front line for Brentford. Midfield is the same except for Jordan Henderson coming into the 11. And at right back, they have Coyote in goal. Kelleher has joined due to the departure of Flecken to Bayer Leverkusen, I believe. So this is how I see them lining up. Van der Berg was actually a right back. He's more in the centre back positions next to Nathan Collins, good upcoming defender. Chelsea, how do we line up? We have to keep in mind, guys, and I don't know if you guys have noticed, we're playing every 3 to 4 days until the next international break mid-October. It's going to be aggressive. Be sure to join the fam. You get me? But in terms of fixtures, it's going to be hectic, guys. And what game do we have to look out for after this? Bayern Munich. So that's a big game. I see heavy rotation from Maresca, and I see players being taken off at halftime, 60th minute, 70th minute, with one eye on Vincent Kompany's Bayern. So I see Joao Pedro starting though, but alongside him, I see Jamie Gitsons on the left, Esteval Willian on the right. Behind them, This one is a daring shout, but I'm going with Andre Santos as our central attacking mid. You guys will notice there's no Enzo Fernandez in the lineup. I'm placing Romeo Lavia to start and then come off, and Fernandez comes on because Lavia's back in full team training. He's been back and he's had time with Maresca whilst other players have been on international duty. The likes of Gittins as well. Esteval did go to Brazil. Joao Pedro did go to Brazil. But you know, the boys will arrive and still be hot. They've had good starts to the season. You get me? Moise Caicedo, and we can't say anything there. We know how important this man is. Backline, quite consistent, you could say. I see Reece James starting, though, because I feel Malo Gusto will be needed against Bayern Munich. So it could be tit for tat, could be Gusto starts. So in terms of the tactics board, because if we're talking tactics, the board got to come out, guys. You get me? It's only right. And I see a hectic with a capital H, a hectic low block by Brentford, guys. So if we're saying low block, it's easily a back six. You know, players actually staying behind our wingers, most definitely. And the two DMs, it's Yamolik and Henderson. I see them both in a deep lying position. Damsgaard also coming as far back to get a hold of Santos in those positions, you know. And then we try our best to break them down through aggressive play. So in terms of attack, I'm saying a back three needs to remain of Chalobah, Tosin, and Reece James, and we allow Kugrera to join the attack. Romeo Lavia needs to be more aggressive than he's ever been in getting into positions high up the pitch. Even Moise Caicedo needs to get in there. Long shots, let's make it happen. Santos, shoot, bruv. Go straight for goal. I don't see why not. You get me? Straight for the target. Or we thread passes into Joao Pedro from those positions. I think it's important that we have intricate play. You guys remember the game against Benfica in the Club World Cup? How aggressive we were in our attack. If anything, on our day, I would say even Reece James can join the attack. If Brentford are really having a low block where even their wingers join the attack and the only outlet will be Ego Thiago, the new signing. He might be the only outlet for them. So we might as well just keep Tosin and Chalobah in the back line dictating things the same way we had Badiashile and Colwill doing that against Benfica, and everyone else must attack. I don't see us getting goals through set plays because Brentford will be training to stop us from set plays. If we do, well and good. And we've been doing better than last season. We've scored from some corners. That's good. But I don't see us getting goals from that. So I see us getting goals in game. In game. Let's play football. Good chance for Jamie Gittins to prove himself, go at his man. I believe on the right side, he'll be facing up Coyote. He has to cook him. Cook the man. You get me? He has to prove himself. It's time now because Gittins has Ganacho to consider. So if Gittins doesn't step up, Ganacho could overtake him. Who's to say Ganacho won't even start this game ahead of Gittins? But that would be quite painful. Maresca would be hurting Gittins' feelings there. Right side, we have to rest Pedro Neto. He might come on, but I think he needs to start against Bayern. So Esteval coming off at some point in the game for Pedro Neto. Gittins can play the full 90, but we also have the option of Alejandro Garnacho, which is a blessing off the bench. Pedro Neto, I believe, also needs to come off. Mark Gill, fortunately, is back at the club to makeshift that role. So yeah, guys, aggressive play. Not too tactical, just frank, if anything. You know, let's be intricate with our play. Long passes, yes, but short passes mostly. You know, let's move the ball. Let's open up opposition that are playing low blocks. Let's not have the same headaches as last season. We don't need that. We're a better team now. We're growing. We have the quality. And I'm hoping for a few long shots. Caicedo, shoot. Reece James, get into those positions. Shoot outside the 18, bruv. Cook these men. You get me? But yeah, guys, shout out for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if my lineup makes sense and who you would line up with. I'll still drop my prediction on Instagram in terms of lineup. So this might act as our preview. You get me? But blessings, my people.